Hi lovely friends, just a very quick video today just to expand on my short that I did the other day about the warping mill. Now my good friend Party Fiesta made a comment about how using a warping mill is really confusing with all the counting, and I just want to share my dodgy, creative way of using my warping mill. I was never formally taught hand weaving. I was formally taught tapestry, but not hand weaving. So some of the things that I do are just for my brain. And it's only now I've got my YouTube channel that I'm realizing that some of these hacks that I use may be helpful for you as well. So I'm just going to do a quick video to show you how I use this warping mill. This is an Ashford warping mill, and if you're in the US, the link is in the description. And let me just show you. Now, I'm only making 1 or 2 cravat scarves on this warp, so it's a very, very short warp because I'm running out of black cotton. Look, it's coming, but I've got a commission I have to get done. So we're going to do a short warp. I'm just going to walk you through how I do that. Okay, we'll start from the beginning. The first thing that you'll see that I do is I put it onto a little table to use it, and I put just a piece of fabric on the bottom here just so it doesn't move around too much. I just found that when I used it on a normal table just by itself, it would just always slide around, so that's why I used that old piece of fabric. You've probably seen it in my videos before, but yeah, I use that to anchor it down. The other thing that I do, let me just grab it, is I have some pre-measured wool that I use depending on how many scarves that I'm making. So this is the aforementioned short warp. It only makes 1 full-length scarf or 2 short scarves, and so this is pre-measured, and I'll put this on the warping mill as a guide. The other thing that I notice that I do is at the top here we have, this is going to be the cross, and we need the cross to be able to warp up the loom so that we have the threads in the right configuration. But I know that a lot of other weavers also use a cross at the bottom. So if you can see here at the very bottom, there's more, hang on, let me, this is a very awkward video to make. There's 3 more pegs, and other weavers tend to also do a cross at the bottom. Now I'm not sure if that's because if you're warping your loom from back to front, you need 2 crosses, 1 on each end of the warp. I'm not sure about that. So because I kind of make it up as I go along, I only do the 1 cross at the top, and then I use the end peg here as the end of the warp. So the warp will only have 1 cross up here. It'll go from here through to that peg, and that's the end of my warp. My other hack is using, this is just a piece of wood with a peg in it. When I bought my first floor loom from Gumtree, basically it was this, a lot of this stuff was made by the weaver's husband, and they just gave this stuff to me. And even though it's got lots of fluff on it, but it looks really rough and ready, it works really, really well. So I've been using it for absolutely years to hold the cotton spool, and I use it when I am, you know, loading up the pern for weaving. I also use it when I'm warping up my loom. So it is invaluable. So highly recommend either making one of these yourself, or if you can find one online, grab one of those. Okay, excuse the absolutely terrible lighting, but it is nighttime, and I just happen to be warping up this warping mill, so I thought I'll just quickly jump on and show you. So this is the dodgy way I keep count. I've got this piece of scrap yarn, and I have just done 10 So 5 on top, 5 on the bottom, and I'm literally going to just tie around there, right? And then I'm going to get my pen and paper. Hang on. And I've just written 10. 161 is how many I need. That's just to remind me. But I've written 10. And then I'm going to wind another 10. I'll move this to the next 10. And then I'll write 20 to add the extra 10. So it's not rocket science, but it makes it a lot easier. And I hope that this helps you. Let me know in the comments if you warp up the traditional way or whether you have your own way of using this here warping mill. Let me know in the comments and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.